Hello everyone, this is Weston's Weather. I saw another video forecast. In today's video, we break down the upcoming severe weather coming to portions of the United States. As diving right into it, you can tell this is the day 2 outlook. We have yet again another threat for severe weather with a very large slight risk of severe weather in play anywhere from southern Kansas all the way back through parts of extremely eastern New Mexico, the Texas Panhandle, parts of northwestern Texas, back into parts of southwestern Texas. Damaging winds, large hail, and an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. And as you can tell, we have a large marginal threat that does surround that as well. So another thing that we are watching very closely. And as you can tell over here on the East Coast, you can tell we have another marginal threat. Damaging winds, large hail are the main threats in our marginal risk. Moving on to the tornado outlook for tomorrow, you can see that we do have a extremely small 2% tornado risk outlined across portions of Texas and New Mexico. I feel a isolated tornado is going to be possible, but I don't think anything on the strong side for tornadoes. Here's the damaging wind outlook. You can tell we do have a large 15% risk. Now, I would not be surprised to see this pushed a bit more to the eastward in Oklahoma, and our 5% wind risk extended a bit towards the edge of Tulsa. Now, the severe hail practically tells the same story, exactly the same outlook for some significant hail, maybe up to ping pong ball size will be possible. So make sure you are getting your cars underneath your roof. And now, if we go ahead and move back out here, go ahead and take a look real fast, actually, at the day 2 outlook still out here on the East Coast. You can tell we are going to have the threat for a few damaging winds, maybe up to 65 to 70 miles an hour being possible, but nothing too crazy, along with a bit of a hail threat around Raleigh, South Carolina. So, Charlotte is also included in this. Maybe some quarter-sized hail, maybe. I don't think anything bigger than quarter-sized hail is going to be possible tomorrow. If we go ahead and move back real fast and look at the day 3 outlook, you can tell yet again we have another extremely large marginal threat, along with a small risk of severe weather back there in South Texas. Damaging winds, a large hail, and maybe a brief tornado down here in parts of New Mexico and South Texas again will be possible. But damaging winds and large hail will be the main factors. We are not expecting any tornado outbreaks. Moving on to the models. If we go in and look at what radar may look like tomorrow, you can tell that we are looking to get some storms tomorrow afternoon, popping up maybe as early as 4 o'clock, you can tell. But thing is these are not expected to be long-lived across this area. Now, when they get going, they're going to get rowdy, but we don't expect long-lived storms, as you can tell. And they honestly look, this line right here looks most intense across this area right now. We do have this decently sized storm producing some hail, it looks like, along with back here on the southern end of the storm in the Panhandle, and maybe even a embedded supercell up here in the Texas Panhandle. But these do look to be mainly hail threats. And that threat dies out. But then we start to have to watch for our threat for Wednesday. And if we go ahead and at first go ahead and take a look here at the NAM NST model, you can tell that tomorrow it does look like we are going to get storms, but they aren't going to be long-lived. But I will say Wednesday looks a bit more intense, as you can tell, as it's picking up on some decent hail cores there in Oklahoma. So we're watching that one extremely closely too. So if we go and look at convective and go to surface-based CAPE, you are going to be able to tell we are going to have a bit of instability. So we are watching that extremely closely. As if we take a sounding, let's say here in Oklahoma. Let's pull a sounding right now. Don't know if we'll have anything on possible hazard type. While that sounding loads, we can go ahead and push it forward a little bit more. But you can tell we are going to have the chance. And if we go and look at the significant tornado parameter, you can tell that we are going to have the chance for a tornado not only on Wednesday, but also tomorrow. We are going to have a slim chance. There is one thing I'd like to say, is that on Wednesday, I do think we are going to get a bit more of a higher tornado threat back here in portions of Oklahoma. So that is something I'm watching, and although Tulsa is not included in a risk, I would not be surprised if they did, as I do think we are going to get a bit of a higher tornado potential. As there we go, that sounding that I pulled. 3 CAPE is 230, D CAPE is 973. It's a pretty decent sounding, a 79 degree tilted storm slinky. Not a super enlarged totograph, but possible hazard type is a tornado. So we are watching extremely closely. If I go ahead, whenever we have right here, let's say, yeah, right about now, if we take a sounding around Tulsa, this is another thing that I don't think that we are going to pull anything too crazy. I'm also going to pull this over to the mid-Atlantic for right now. Okay, it's pulled over. That sounding did load. Severe potential hazard type. 3 CAPE 78, 677 D CAPE, 73 degree storm slinky. Pretty small photograph, so we are watching this extremely closely still. So if we go and look at simulated reflectivity, you can tell storms are going to remain throughout tonight. Nothing severe, maybe on the marginal side. But tomorrow we are watching for a few of those hailers to get going in South Carolina and even North Carolina. But nothing too intense at the moment. Surface-based CAPE, there's not a lot of instability here. There's not much to work with. So that is one of the big problems. And even the significant tornado parameter is not that high. We may get the chance at a brief spin up tomorrow, but it's going to be a very thin line. So we are watching it very closely. Thank you guys so much for watching though today, and I hope you guys would like and subscribe, as we are pushing for 250 subscribers. We are currently at 216. So please like and subscribe and share this channel to any friends or family, because the main goal of Weston's Weatherwise is to keep people safe. Hope you guys all did enjoy today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.